So first and foremost, what is your name?
Victor.
Victor?
I'm from Brazil. I'm from Rio. Actually, I was born in São Paulo, but I'm from Rio. I came to Canada just to improve my English and have a new experience and just have fun in a way. And I was just open not only to learn English but to have a life experience. But I was not expecting like a huge life change like happen. But I was just open to new experiences.
And what's one thing that stands out for you coming to Canada in comparison to Brazil?
It was being so close and in peace with different people. For the first time, I was really open to listen to people, and I guess that's why I really changed my life.
And so coming to Canada, you also had another life-changing experience as well.
Yes.
When you found out about Islam and Ahmadiyya.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you perhaps shed some light for some of the viewers of how that journey was and how that experience was?
During my first month here, I was working as a volunteer in a cultural and art event, and I just suddenly I was working with a guy, Gerard, his name, and we actually just started talking about music because he was listening to some music from Pakistan, and I was like, what are you listening to? And it's a unique thing because I never started a conversation with anyone ever, and he was the most kind person that I ever met in my life. And then I met Abid and you started also asking my questions, and that's it.
So in that journey though of asking questions, what were some of the things that kind of led you towards Islam? And there's many religions in the world. So what are some of the, I guess, attributes of Islam that really helped you in making that decision in your journey?
Well, I only had like stereotypes, ideas about Muslim and Islam culture in general, but I was really impressed at how you really care about just being what you believe and not just like pressing people to believe in what you believe, but just being what you believe and how kind and friendly you are. I mean, until now, I'm always impressed at how you really live the brotherhood. It's really impressive.
And so within Islam, obviously you accepted the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community.
Yes.
And a lot of times what ends up happening is people, when they come here, the one thing they always talk about is the brotherhood.
Yeah.
So could you perhaps tell us a little bit the first time when you came to Peace Village and when you came to the mosque, how that experience was? Because I know it's something that you cherish.
The first time that I was there, it was in the night, I guess, and it was like just people just greeting me like, oh hello. I was like, I didn't know.
And they didn't even know you.
Yeah, I didn't know, and I didn't know what to do. And they was like, oh, nice to meet you. They didn't know if I was a Muslim or Christian or, they didn't know nothing about me. They was just being so nice and really friendly. It was really impressive.
And I guess that's something that really stood out for you in that journey as well.
Yes, it did.
And after accepting Ahmadiyya, then a few months afterwards, you had the blessed opportunity to attend Jalsa.
Yes.
How was that experience? Because I know for someone, an individual, for the first time to encounter, 10,000, 15,000 people, it's a different experience.
Well, I guess I arrived here in February, and I guess doing all that, every moment was so unique because even Jalsa was just after Ramadan, was so when everyone get even closer to Islam and other values, and it was so important for me to go almost every night to the mosque and see how real is that. It's not just like people talking about faith and values. They really live that. And after that, Jalsa was just huge. I can only say that it was huge. It was huge. I mean, when I arrived there, it was like a city full of people. I was like, oh my god, I don't know. It was just huge. But it was really impressive to listen and see different perspectives about how they talk about different. Because I started learning about Ahmadiyya from a young guy, and it was really important to see to listen to different people, listen to different perspectives. It was really important.
So, another question that I had for yourself is that the aspect of God.
Yeah.
You had mentioned many times before that you were always searching for God.
Yeah.
This is something that you had mentioned.
Yeah.
However, now you feel like you found God. So you perhaps elaborate a little bit on that.
I don't know why, but since I was a kid, I was always trying to find God or answer my questions. I guess what changed my life for meeting Ahmad is just that I have no fear of future anymore. I mean, I just know that something good is gonna happen. But I don't know exactly if it's because someone told me something. I just feel that. I don't know.
So Victor, another aspect about the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, after accepting it, was the fact that you felt like you found the true living God. You know, you mentioned many times that you're always searching for God.
Yeah.
What changes you notice in terms of your relationship with God?
I guess the really biggest difference is just because I don't have fear of future anymore. I guess I was talking about this with some friends some days ago that I just don't think about the future anymore. I mean, I just know that something gorgeous is gonna happen. I don't know exactly what, when, but I guess in the past I was always so like, what's gonna happen in the future when I get older, when I college, work, and But now I don't know. I actually don't know how to explain that. Because it's not that I just feel that, it's because someone taught me something. Just like a feeling, because I was always interested about religions and holy things, because I always wanted to get that, to get in peace. But I guess nowadays I do, or I'm getting closer to this.
And you mentioned that you feel less anxious now too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's something that's different as well. And I guess the aspect of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is that, the people show the signs too. So you notice that, I'm pretty sure if you could elaborate a little bit on that, to help the viewers as well, in terms of when you see the people, you can see that they're in peace.
Yes. I guess it helped me to see myself inside the community. I don't know, the first most that I was, it was like a small most. I was just with Jalsa and his family, and it was the first time that I saw people praying like Islamic prayers. I was just like, in the beginning I was like, well, what's happening? But I just looked around and I just saw that, I don't know, I just felt in peace. But I don't know how to describe that. It's kind of hard to just say in peace. But I just looked around and said, I'm part of this.
It's interesting. Obviously, you've never prayed before this in the positions.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to be a little bit flexible.
Yeah.
So could you explain, your first time praying and how that was, and sort of the experience that was?
I really had to take some time to understand and also remember what I should do, when I should do, and all that. But in the beginning, it was a funny thing. I have to say that it was just funny to see them praying like that. But then I realized that it's part of the ritual. I mean, when you're doing that, I mean, because if just I don't know, it's part of it's part. You have to do that. I mean, it's part of the concentration, I guess. But I remember it wasn't the first time, but I don't know what time it was at. But I went to the peaceful village, I guess, with you, Abid, and it was like full. It was, I guess, in the main mosque. I don't know if the name is like this.
Battle Islam Mosque.
Yeah, it was too full that we had to go to another place, and it was just, oh my God, how many people is there? But and I just saw beauty because I stopped my praying. I mean, everybody finished, and they continued praying, and I was just looking around, and it was beautiful to see that every single person doing the same movement. It was so impressive, really impressive.
Sometimes when you're born Muslim, sometimes you take things for granted until someone from outside, shows different things. So, for example, sometimes myself, as you mentioned right now, everybody bound together. I never thought about that before. Yeah. But now that you mentioned that, it does show the unity that's present at all times too. Could you perhaps elaborate a little bit on the unity, and also, in terms of Ramzan, you mentioned that during Ramzan, you also took part in the prayers, in the fasting. So how was that experience for you?
It was a really great opportunity. I tried hard to go the most every single day.
Wow.
It was kind of happy. It was so far from me, but I really it was also a good example to see how friendly they are. I mean, they eat so far, but every night someone was dropping me at home. I was like, oh my God, I'm so thank you. But anyway, but the prayer, I guess nowadays it's still hard for me, not the movements but the prayers, the language. But nowadays I'm already gotten used to the sounds.
Wow.
But I remember the first time that I knew when I had to say amen. I was like, oh my God, I know what to say amen. But it was really good. But so sometimes, really in the beginning, I wanted to join them, but so at the same time I wanted just to stay back and look at them, like it's so beautiful. But nowadays I'm getting used to it. Yeah.
So second last question perhaps I wanted to ask was that the Ahmadiyya Muslim motto is love for all, hatred for none. Could you perhaps elaborate on that? Because I think you witnessed love for all over there. So perhaps you could elaborate a little bit on that and how that applied to you.
I guess that one of the most things that called my attention. I always when I talk to someone that in Brazil that don't have any relation to Islam, I always tell them this, like love for all, hatred for none. Because sometimes we just, especially as I have nothing related to Islam, even my family, we just think about Islam in a stereotype and all the things that we watch on the TV. And when just starting the conversation, they say, love for all, hatred for none, like, and it's beautiful to see. It's really beautiful to see how you really live that. It's not like love for all, but you really live that. It's really I'm saying impressive all the time, but it's really impressive.
Victor, thank you so much for everything. The last question, or sorry, not even a question, I guess the last request, if I could ask from you, is that perhaps you could speak a little bit in Portuguese for the Portuguese viewers out there and those who also understand Portuguese as well.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Eu não sei o que dizer, mas eu acho que principalmente no Brasil, a gente é muito relutante com religião por nosso histórico de violência e de mistura de culturas, mas acho que a gente precisa estar aberto ao novo, e não só ao novo, que é uma religião antiga, mas a gente tem que estar aberto a ouvir diferentes histórias, diferentes línguas, sei lá, assim, eu não sei muito descrever, mas a experiência que eu tive aqui no Canadá foi por acaso, mas a experiência que eu tive aqui mudou minha vida completamente. Apesar de ninguém entender o que eu falo aqui agora, e eu não ter entendido eles muitas das vezes, que eles falam outras línguas, outros idiomas, que são de outros países, mas eu queria muito compartilhar o que eu senti aqui com todo mundo, assim, porque e está sendo incrível.
Thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you.